Buru Boya Bocheche. I've been doing my videos in a long time because I've been on the go, had some family problems, been moving around and some other things. Moved from Chicago to Florida. Now I'm living in Massachusetts. So I'm just making this video about evil eyes. Now, a lot of you guys probably see these things at botanicas. Some of them look like this, they got the eye. Some of them are glass like this. There's other ones that got the hand of a Hanse. I can't Hanse. I could never pronounce that word right. I'm sorry, so I apologize. But a lot of you just wear the evil eyes without knowing that you gotta consecrate it. You have to give it. You have to what's we call it cleanse it. You can't just wear it because the end of the day is it has to be cleaned to be worn. So you got to use certain herbs, right? Sorry, I'm looking at the side because somebody was rolling a loud ass garbage can. Welcome to the East Coast. My first time living out here on the East. Um, but you got to use herbs to clean it before you put it on because you just cannot just put these kind of objects on and expect them just to work. They work to a point, but you got to clean them. So, depending on what lineage, I practice Cuban Lukumi, also known as Santeria. I'm part of the Ile, and my godfather has a channel and everything else. And I'm on my way to getting crowned. Yeah, my yacht. I'm just saying little short things that people like me who practice this or who do a little bit of the witchcraft, brujo or brujeria, if you're female, how we deal with evil eyes and everything else. Got to get it clean. So you try not to get the plastic ones. I always try to get the metal or glass ones. The more nature based, the better. So you want to try to get close to the nature based as possible. And a lot of people have, you see them wearing the silver chains and everything else. That's fine. You just got to make sure it's nature based. Then you got to make sure that you rub the right herbs on them. I can't tell you specifically what herbs we use, but I can just say you want to use sweet herbs. So depending on your lineage, you want to use sweet herbs. So I know some of you guys probably practice Wicca, unlike us. I practice Cuban Lukumi, which is also known as Santeria, Yoruba religion based on African traditions. But the ones that practice other faiths, you know, usually when you get around this kind of faith and you deal with nature-based religions, you've kind of realized like a lot of similarities. So one of the basic things I'm just trying to tell you to do is use use cleaning herbs. Now, if you want to put it on your altar to clean it, to give it to your ancestors, that's fine. You want to, use the sun on top of the herbs or the moon, that's fine. Or you want to take it to the ocean, clean it with some fresh herbs, then give it to the ocean, that's fine too. The one thing you want to do is make sure that you get it cleaned the right way, because at the end of the day, it has to be clean, and that's one of the biggest issues when you're dealing with that kind of stuff is making sure that it's cleaned the proper way. So, and another big help with these evil eyes, other than it taking away bad energy and bad juju from you, my ex-wife has a great story when she lived in Turkey and how, because they use evil eyes a lot out there, because it's based a lot of it is based off the tradition in the Middle East and Mediterranean. But you can also use them, buy a bunch of them, and the big glass ones, the big solid ones with the big rope, the big blue rope. You could put them on your windows after you clean them, and in your entrances of your doors, because it also wards off negativity in people too. On top of the thing, what I do with the cascadia, put it on the ground, and et cetera, et cetera. So remember, when you use evil eyes, make sure they're natural as possible. This is a glass one. This is my ex-wife's one. This is my daughter's one. I have one, but it's a leather one. It's got leather with a metal, and it's been cleaned, but it's down in Florida right now. So because we've been moving and traveling a lot. But at the end of the day, is wear it, use it because it works, it helps, it protects you. And from other than that, I'm gonna keep keeping these videos posted. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more in depth about certain things, about learning things. Like I said, I practice Cuban Lakumi. I'm gonna put the links to my Godfather's channel in here, and to his Facebook page. He's still active duty military, so he's not doing this as a sole income for his for the faith, because I know a lot of Babalaos or Santeros or Orishas, you know, however you want to call them, want to they use this as their primary income, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But you know, my godfather not Leke because he's been in the military for almost 30 years. I mean, almost 20 years, and I've known him for almost 20 years since our military days. He doesn't use this as a primary source. He's actually doing he's been about Babalawo for almost 10 years, and he's been doing this for quite some time. He does it. So if you got any questions, you can always direct it to me or ask him personally on his YouTube page or on his Facebook page because and he does respond. He does like to help. He does like to give free teachings and teach people certain things that's not exposing the secrets of the faith because there is so many secrets and good Lord, you guys who practice, you understand that it's so much. So, with all that said, I make these videos small and short so that you guys can understand why I use certain things. Evil eyes for people who really don't use them. Good. Oh, another thing, if they break, that's a good sign. If you can also refresh them. So, let's say you had this on for like 3, 4, 5 months and it hasn't broken. You can always go back to those fresh herbs, keyword fresh, and they gotta be sweet herbs, depending. So whatever you consider sweet, you make sure that you know your herbs because you don't want to put negative herbs in, you don't want to put sour herbs, and you want to put sweet herbs. There's certain herbs that are very sweet. Once you like a few months, if you still wearing it, hasn't broken, you can always refresh it. But if it breaks on you, that's a good sign too. It caught that negative energy, the people who's hating on you, the people who's sending bad vibes to you, that bad juju and all that other bullshit. This is why people wear these things. My daughter wears it. She's a child of Oshun. My ex-wife is a child of like, why? We got our Orishas, we got our warriors, we got our Lekes, but they also wear these because it's another layer of protection. Because you can never have too much protection. Sad to say, you know, you always need more, and especially when you got a lot of people that's envious or jealous of you. So, with that being said, pay attention, use your evil eyes, and hopefully, I can have my ex-wife do a video, and I can send a link of her story about how she had a great experience with evil eyes while she was living in Turkey. So, Buru Boya Bocheche.